ELPAC 2026 California English Learner Assessment Scoring and Domains, all you need to know. Question 1. In the speaking domain, if a student is asked to describe a picture, they should say only one word, provide a detailed description of what is happening, draw a new picture, point to the picture. The goal is to demonstrate expressive language skills. Question 2. Which level represents a student who is well developed in English? Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4. Level 4 is the highest proficiency level on the ELPAC. Question 3. In a listening task, a student hears a story about a scientist. The question asks, where did she work? This tests vocabulary, literal comprehension, inference, grammar. Identifying specific details is a literal comprehension skill. Question 4. What does ELD stand for in the California school system? English Learning Development, English Language Development, Every Language Diversity, Education for Language Difficulties. ELD standards guide the instruction of English learners. Question 5. In the writing domain, justifying an opinion requires the student to write a poem, provide reasons and evidence for their view, copy a paragraph, list their favorite foods. Academic writing requires supporting claims with logic or evidence. Question 6. Which domain assesses a student's ability to understand a spoken lecture? Reading, writing, listening, speaking. Listening involves processing oral academic information. Question 7. If a student is asked to summarize a text, they should rewrite every sentence, give the main points in their own words, list all the characters, write a new ending. Summarizing involves condensing the text to its essential ideas. Question 8. The initial ELPAC is used to determine if a student needs English support, grade a student's math skills, check a student's physical health, decide which sports they can play. It identifies students as English learners, L, or Initial Fluent English Proficient, IFEP. Question 9. In the reading domain, a literary text refers to a science report, a story or poem, a set of instructions, a dictionary. Literary texts are creative works like fiction and poetry. Question 10. How are speaking responses typically scored on the ELPAC? By a computer automatically, by a trained examiner using a rubric, by the student's parents. They are not scored. Speaking is evaluated by examiners based on specific criteria/rubrics. Question 11. A student uses academic vocabulary when they use slang with friends, use specific words related to school subjects, example, hypothesis, analyze, speak very loudly, translate everything. Academic language is necessary for success in the classroom. Question 12. Which task is part of the ELPAC writing domain for older students? Writing a multi-paragraph essay, tracing letters, singing a song, matching pictures to words. Advanced levels require cohesive, structured writing. Question 13. What is the purpose of reclassification RFEP? To move a student to a different school, to recognize a student as fluent in English, to start the test over, to give the student a new name. RFEP means the student no longer requires specialized L services. Question 14. In the speaking domain, supporting an opinion tests the ability to argue without reasons, use because and provide logical support, agree with everything, stay silent. Providing evidence for a stance is a key academic skill. Question 15. When a student predicts what will happen next in a story, they use clues from the text, their imagination only, the dictionary, a calculator. Prediction is an active reading strategy based on evidence. Question 16. The summative ELPAC is given once a month, once a year, every 4 years, only in kindergarten. The summative ELPAC is an annual assessment of progress. Question 17. Which is an example of an informational text? A fairy tale, a biography or news article, a comic book, a dream journal. Informational texts provide facts about the real world. Question 18. In listening, identifying the main idea means knowing the first word, understanding the overall topic of the conversation, counting the speakers, ignoring the details. The main idea is the primary message of the audio. Question 19. The reading for information task focuses on how the story makes you feel, finding facts and details in a non-fiction text, the author's childhood, the number of verbs. It tests the ability to extract data from academic passages. Question 20. True or false? The ELPAC measures a student's intelligence. True, false. The ELPAC measures English language proficiency, not cognitive ability.